A tiny space in a computer chip has been measured to be 2.5 times 10 to the power of negative 6 meters wide, 3.7 times 10 to the power of negative 4 meters long, and 1.6 times 10 to the power of negative 5 meters high. Calculate the total volume of this space. Give your answer in scientific notation or standard form. Now, what we have to do is we have to find the volume of the space. Now, volume equals length times width times height. Now, what is the length? Well, the length is going to be, according to the question, what is the length? It says 3.7 times 10 to the 3.7 times 10 to the negative 4 meters long. So that's the length. So the length is 3.7 times 10 to the power of negative 4. The width is 2.5 times 10 to the negative 6. Again, 2.5 times 10 to the negative 6. And what is the height? Well, the height is going to be 1.6 times 10 to the power of negative 5. And we have to multiply this. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to group all of our decimals, and we're going to group all of the numbers whose base is 10. And so we have all of the decimals right here. We have 3.7, we have 2.5, and we have 1.6. All of them are grouped together here. And then we have all of the numbers whose base is 10. So we have 10 to the negative 4, 10 to the negative 6, and 10 to the negative 5. Next, what we're going to do is we multiply all of the decimal numbers. And so we have 3.7 times 2.5 times 1.6. And that gives us 14.8. All right, so we have 14.8. And if we have, notice that these terms are of the same base. So they have the same base, which is base 10. And whenever you have numbers that have the same base, right, or terms that have the same base, and you're multiplying them, what you have to do is you have to add the powers. And so what we have here is negative 4 plus negative 6 plus negative 5. And so our volume is 14.8 times 10 to the power of negative 4 plus negative 6 plus negative 5. And what we have here is negative 4 minus 6 minus 5, and negative 4 minus 6 minus 5 is equal to negative 15. And so we have is 14.8 multiplied by 10 to the power of negative 15. Now, this is not in scientific notation as yet. What we have to do in order to express this in scientific notation, this term right here, this has to be a number from 1 to 10, but not including 10. All right, so it has to be a real number from 1 to 10, but not including 10. But this number here is greater than 10. So that means that's why this expression is not in scientific notation. We have to make this term smaller. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take this decimal point and we're gonna move it over once to the left. And so what would that give us? Well, that means that we'll have 1.48 multiplied by 10 to the power of positive 1. Now it's positive 1 because we move over once to the left. That's why it's positive 1. And so we have 1.48 times 10 to the power of 1 times 10 to the power of negative 15. And we have 10 to the power of 1 times 10 to the power of negative 15. We have these two. And these two terms have the same base. All right, these two terms have the same base. And we are multiplying them. So whenever you have two terms that have the same base and you're multiplying them, what you're going to do is you're going to add the powers. And so what do we have? Well, we have negative 15 plus 1. All right, so we add the powers. Negative 15 plus 1. And negative 15 plus 1 is definitely negative 14. And so we have here is 1.48 multiplied by 10 to the power of negative 14. And this is definitely the volume expressed in scientific notation or standard form. And that's the answer to this question.